Welcome to the CombiLift Basic Operating Features video. This video has been designed to highlight the basic and unique operating features of a WR4 and should not be used to substitute a legally required forklift training certification. It is important to make sure you have read and understood the operator's manual before attempting to operate a WR4. Always complete your pre-use checklist before each shift and report any faults to your supervisor. Never stand on or under raised forks. Get to know your operating controls. If in doubt, refer to the operator's manual. So why use a Combi WR4? The Combi WR4 is a 4-way multi-directional walkie and is ideal for handling palletized goods, as well as long, awkward loads in narrow aisles. This increases safety, storage, and efficiency. Before each shift, it is important to check the overall condition of your CombiLift. A checklist should be provided. Observe hydraulic hoses for any cracks or leaks. Check all battery levels are full. Do a visual inspection of all wheels. Check the wheels are fully secured, look for any cracks or damage, and remove any foreign objects. For the safety of both yourself and product, it is important to check the mast chains, channels, and rollers. Check split pins are fully secured. Inspect the load backrest and that both locating pins are in place and operational, and fork retracting studs are in place. Check the forks for excessive wear, cracks, or deformities, especially around the heel of the forks. Never use your hands whilst doing this. While walking around your WR4, look for any leaks of oil or other signs of damage. Check the remaining battery levels and ensure the connections are fully secured. Do not operate if oil levels are under the minimum value. Check serial and capacity plates are present and securely attached, and study the rated capacity chart. Then complete your visual checklist. Turn the key switch to the on position. We will now check the hydraulic controls by raising and lowering the forks with the lift control switch. Next, check the fork reach. And the fork tilt. And if installed on your WR4, also check the side shift. Do a visual inspection of the drive wheel, checking the wheel nuts and looking for any signs of cracks or damage. For the safety of you and others, test the horn. Test the driving motion and brakes in both forward and reverse. Also check the rappel pad while standing to the side. Test the driving motion while in lateral mode and wait for the wheel to realign. The driving motion should feel smooth. Any defaults should be reported to your supervisor immediately. Otherwise, if the truck has passed everything on your checklist, then you're good to go. Return the truck to its normal driving mode. When straightening the truck, never stand with your back to the forks, as this reduces your clearance whilst turning. By positioning yourself to face the forks, you increase the distance between yourself and the machine. We will now practice manoeuvring within a figure of 8. Always keep the tiller arm low and at arm's length, with the WR4 between yourself and the turning point. Negotiate the cone using the pivot axis of the front wheel closest to it, keeping yourself faced into the turn. When reaching the centre of your figure of 8, you will need to reposition yourself to place the WR4 between yourself and the second turning point. Again, using the front wheel closest to the cone as a guide. Let the machine's driving speed determine your walking pace. Make sure you are not dragging the machine behind you. We recommend, for training purposes, that you stay in tortoise mode until fully confident. We will now practice using the lateral mode for long loads. Select lateral mode on your monitor and wait for the front wheel to realign. Next, practice steering in a straight line. Placing tape on the ground should help for guidance. Align yourself to the load and raise your forks to the correct height. Select normal driving mode and gently drive into the pallet's pockets.
Use the reach until the load is flush to the load backrest.
Raise the forks. Use tilt.
And retract the fork reach.
Reverse until you have adequately cleared the racking, keeping out of the crush zone. Lower the load to a safe driving height. Face yourself in the direction you wish to travel in. In a narrow aisle, you will find moving the tiller arm to change direction easier while the forks are still in the racking, giving ample space in the aisle for manoeuvring. Return the wheel to the lateral mode before accelerating. We suggest you practice this several times until fully comfortable. Lifting a pallet in a narrow aisle.
Drive into the aisle, keeping approximately 6 to 10 inches from the side you wish to load from.
Align the centre of the front wheel to the centre of the pallet. Position yourself to the side of the WR4, moving the drive wheel to 90 degrees, and accelerate. This will rotate the machine to the pallet. Next, activate the drive wheel alignment button. Wait for the wheel to realign, then drive up to the racking.
Use the reach until the load is flush to the load backrest.
Raise the forks. Use tilt.
And retract the reach.
Reverse, keeping out of the crush zone, until the load is clear. Depress the wheel alignment button. Face the direction of travel and accelerate out. Once you are comfortable with driving in all 4 directions, you may move on to practicing with a long load. With long loads, we recommend using small tiller arm adjustments for smooth travel.
keeping to a slow and steady pace. Once aligned to your loading area, raise the forks to the correct loading height, giving adequate clearance. Select normal driving mode and gently drive up to the racking. Use the fork reach. Level the forks to the racking and gently lower the load. Retract the reach. Reverse, keeping out of the crush zone. And lower the forks to a safe driving height. Once you have finished working, always park the forklift in a safe place and on level ground. Leave the forklift with the mast tilted forwards and the forks fully lowered. Remove the key. Report any malfunctions or defects immediately to a supervisor. Return keys or other activating devices to their place of safekeeping.